So it's been a lot of talk about UFOs, and just listen to this clip.
The controller told us that these objects had been observed for over 2 weeks, coming down from over 80,000 feet, rapidly descending to 20,000 feet, hanging out for hours, and then going straight back up, for those who don't realize.
All right, so just so you guys get a better understanding, 80,000 feet is out of space. So for an aircraft to be able to come down and just rapidly shoot back up to 80,000 feet is insane. We have nothing right now that we know of that supports that says, okay, it's our technology. But let's not jump ahead.
Above 80,000 feet is space. We arrived at the location at approximately 20,000 feet, and the controller called merge plot, which means that our radar blip was now in the same resolution cell as the contact. As we looked around, we noticed that we saw some whitewater off our right side. It's important to note that the weather on this day was as close to perfect as you could ask for off the coast of San Diego. Clear skies, light winds, calm seas, no whitecaps from waves. So the whitewater stood out in a large blue ocean. All four of us, because we were in F-18Fs, so we had pilots and Wizzo in the back seat, looked down and saw a white tic-tac object with a longitudinal axis pointing north-south and moving very abruptly over the water like a ping-pong ball. There were no rotors, no rotor wash, or any sign of visible control surfaces like wings. As we started clockwise towards the object, my Wizzo and I decided to...
All right, I just want to address something. So there was no rotors, there was no wings. So time and time again I say this, these movies has a lot more information that we give it credit for. Like if we isolate these movies and then dissect them, we will pretty much have everything pretty understood. So take this movie for instance, Arrival. No rotors, no wings, can zip in and out. They understand space and time on another level. Our laws of physics do not apply to them because it's the basics pretty much when you compare it to the technology they have. So in this movie, they're able to instantly appear and disappear instantly. There also is another movie, Prometheus. Same looking ship, which is weird because technically he's not in the same universe, but yet it's that same tech. Let's keep it going though.
Go down and take a closer look with the other aircraft staying in high cover to observe both us and the Tic Tac. We proceeded around the circle about 90 degrees from the start of our descent, and the object suddenly shifted its longitudinal axis, aligned it with my aircraft, and began to climb. We continued down another 270 degrees, nose low.
I want y'all to keep that in mind, how it was able to increase speed and rapidly shift in direction. That's not something that's known to us that our space aircrafts or any craft we have for the sake of the video can perform. So just keep that in mind because I have another thing. I have something else I want to show you.
The Tic Tac, we considered 270 degrees to where, and we went nose low to where the Tic Tac would have been. Our altitude at this point was about 15,000 feet, and the Tic Tac was about 12,000. As we pulled nose onto the object, within about a half mile of it, it rapidly accelerated in front of us and disappeared. Our wingmen, roughly 8,000 feet above us, lost contact also. We immediately turned back to see where the whitewater was at, and it was gone also. So as we started to turn back towards the east, the controller came up and said, "Sir, you're not going to believe this, but that thing is at your cap point, roughly 60 miles away in less than a minute." You can calculate the speed.
And managed to get 60 miles away from them in less than a minute. You ever heard of 60 miles per hour? How about 60 miles in 1 minute? That's insane. Insane. Oh, man.
We returned to Nimitz. We were taking off our gear. We were talking to one of my crews that was getting ready to launch. We mentioned it to him. And they went out and luckily got the video that you see, that 90-second video. What you don't see is the radar tape that was never released, and we don't know where it's at, of the active jamming that the object put on an APG-73 radar.
All right, so basically, if that was a dogfight, they would have stood no chance. There was no way you can put even 20 fighter jets against that one object, and they wouldn't be able to do anything with it, not even scratch the surface of it. But there's something else I want to show you. So let me go to this.
Mav, Admiral Kane is asking,
Ordering
that we bring her down.
Alpha 3-0. Passing Mach 5.4 and 90.6.
So watch this. This is an example of, I think it's pretty accurate what our fighter jets can actually do as far as speed and maneuver capabilities. Just watch this.
This is where we've had trouble with comms, sir. It's the Earth's curvature. Yeah, it's called Earth bulge.
Did anyone offer you a coffee?
Okay.
Is that Mach 7, pushing 8?
Flight data?
Receiving. Data is good.
Temperature's climbing. Response is still stable. We're feeling good.
Mach 8.8, 8.9, Mach 9.
He's the fastest man alive.
Mark 9, and he's saying he's the fastest man alive. Okay.
Talk to me, Goose.
Mach 9-1. 9-2. Mach 9-3. 9-4. Approaching high hypersonic.
Windshield hot caution.
Surface temp rising.
Come on, sweetheart, just a little more. Just a little. Come on. Come on.
Now imagine that happening, and a little Tic Tac, well, no, it wasn't that small, comes by and just obliterates that speed. That's what they had to. That's what they dealt with. That's exactly what they dealt with. But to be honest, I'm kind of giving them a little bit more credit than they deserve. They wasn't going Mach 10. They wasn't going Mach 10. They wasn't even going up Mach 8, 7. But this is just, I want you to have an understanding of you know, the gravity, the magnitude of the situation. This is probably the fastest, the best we can put out. And what I'm telling you is the capabilities of that aircraft, the unidentified aircraft, will surpass this by so much more. Like, this would be comparing a remote control car to the fastest train in the world in a race. And I'm not talking about a gas car. I'm talking about like a Hot Wheels. You roll it back and it click, 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 and you let it go. I'm talking about that. That's the gap. It's a huge gap. But let me play the rest of this for you, just so you can understand where the human race level is at when it comes to technology and these aircrafts. But then I'm gonna switch everything. Watch.
That in your Pentagon budget. Sir.
Just a little push.
Holy shit.
You got some balls, stick jockey. I'll give you that.
Maverick. Maverick.
All right, so basically he destroyed the entire ship trying to go Mach 11, which is still so low when you compare it to the capabilities of these unidentified aircraft, spaceships, or whatever you want to call it. But this is my let me give you guys what I think though, because I know now if you watching this, you see me leaning more towards the side of, yeah, this is, it's an alien spaceship. It's something that's super advanced. We don't have that type of technology, and it surpassed us in so many different ways. But let me stop you, because sometimes I like to analyze situation, and I don't just go one direction. I don't think that's alien tech. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know I said all the stuff I said. I said that on the surface, just to give you a layout, just to open you up a little bit. But I don't believe that that's alien technology. I believe that it's our technology. Just think about it. And trying to stay with me. The maneuvers and the capabilities that they're saying the aircraft performed is extraordinary. It's amazing. It's unbelievable. But this is where I get stuck with this topic. Now, it's hard for me to believe that the nearest habitable planet may be 10. How far was it? I think they said 1 billion light years away. Sorry, guys. And they was able to make it to Earth, right? If you have the technology to get from point A to point B, which is, and in between that, it's 1 billion light years away, then we wouldn't even have any chance of even catching a glimpse of what's going on or what experiments are taking place. There will be no possible way we will be able to tell. We will be able to, all right, take a colony of ants, right, on the surface. If we wanted to examine them, right, without them knowing that we're actually, taking those, examining them, and affecting their natural way of life, they wouldn't know. And I'm not trying to say we're more superior or we deserve to do that because we're better, because I still feel like everybody's equal and it has to be a balance. But what I'm saying is there's no possible way we will be able to understand or know that, oh, this is a alien spaceship. So what I'm saying is that's human technology that was never released to us. Now, where the technology came from or how it was developed, that I don't know. You could speculate and say it was alien technology that we got. But if we was to go to another planet and we wanted to communicate and give tech, question, do you think we will give them our most powerful technology we have? I don't think so. I don't think we will do that. I think we will give them fire. Like, okay, you guys don't understand what fire is. You guys are in the caveman stage, so we're gonna give you fire and go from there. And now you can create, everything else that you have. We're gonna give you the power of electricity, but we're not gonna give you this, that, and that, which we really hold sacred to, which is really important to us. So you gotta understand, like when you hear this, when you listen to the press conference, you gotta read in between the lines. A lot of things they said, well, I can't disclose this in an open, in a live open case or whatever, because it was live. It has to be privately. Some information has to be done in private. So you got to read between the lines and understand that just because he said it don't mean it's don't mean whatever question he responded to, it doesn't mean that question is true because he don't want to respond to it, because there is an open case and he don't want to say anything that can like hurt his case in any way. But I just feel like that technology that they're seeing is technology that we have, and I did hear him say that all like special testing is done, and everybody's aware of it. So they was testing a special spacecraft or spaceship or aircraft or plane or whatever the case may be. Everybody would have been notified, and there wouldn't have been anybody flying out there. But what I'm trying to say is, if it's secret, they're not gonna tell anybody. And if it can perform as good as they say it did, there will be no need to. And then another thing is, yeah, why not try a real world scenario? Fly these guys out purposely, let our spaceship go, let them notice you, and then just disappear from them. Why not? Why not do it? Why would you tell I don't know, it looked like I seen something. Oh, it's a moth or something like that. What the freak? Why would you tell them? So yeah, we just gotta keep an open mind. I don't know where the freak all these bugs are coming from, yo. I think it's bugs. Yeah, bugs. What I gotta get really, these are not bad, but I need the shorts. The shorts is what's gonna do it for me. The thing is, you gotta upload. I gotta upload shorts.